Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the show. From the Hammadi Scriptures, the Gospel of Philip. If a pearl is thrown into mud, it will not lose its value. And if it is anointed with balsam, it will not increase in value. It is always precious to its owner. Likewise, the children of God are precious in the eyes of the Father, whatever the circumstances of life. The name of the Christian. If you say, I am a Jew, no one will be moved. If you say, I am a Roman, no one will be disturbed. If you say, I'm a Greek, a barbarian, a slave, free, no one will be troubled if you say. If you say, I am a Christian, the world will be shaken. May I receive the one whose name the world cannot bear to hear. God is a man eater. God is a man eater, and so humans are sacrificed to him. Before humans were sacrificed, animals were sacrificed, because those to whom they were sacrificed were not gods. Interesting. How are you guys doing? Welcome to the show, Saturday, All Sparks Saturday. Good to see ya. Hi, Chloe. Good to see ya. Hi, Emmett. Hi, Christos. Here's the invite button. You want to come up here, Christos? Have a chat, Chloe? Up to you guys. Even Emmett, if you want. Don't know that you come up on panels, but you might. You never know. That was just a random page I pulled today. Before we came on, I was just strolling through the Nag Hammadi scriptures. Do like them. I like the Gospel of Thomas quite a bit. There's a couple of really good quotes from there. My wife has read it as well. She has a lot of stuff underlined, really interesting stuff. You can just, this book, you can pretty much just kind of thumb through it, stop on any page. Well, I don't like to read their explanations, but any of the books. The discourses on the 8th and the 9th. I don't like to use the interpretations. Hey, Christos, how you doing? Hi, Loretta. Good to see you.
Hey,
How's it
hey, can you
going?
hear me okay? Is my mic
Yeah,
choppy or anything?
no, you got
The only
a
thing
good
I'm
you got a good room echo going, so you're sounding like
yeah,
crisp.
so I'm sounding like what?
Crisp. It's good.
Okay, yeah, I know I'm at work right now. I'm cleaning bathrooms here at work, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, a little bit of echo, but anyway, um, yeah, man, I definitely had to hop up today because the past couple Sundays, I will say. I haven't felt necessarily moved or inspired to hop on, but it's not necessarily anything because of you or your show. It's just in general, I think anyone's panel. I stay tuned in. Maybe I'll hop on a little bit here and there, but I feel extra moved to hop on today. I just got a new headset, so that's great. And then I've really been exploring my imagination and just some very interesting things that we could probably discuss as time goes on. But I know one of my streams in the past you were on with some other people, and I was sharing uh, my DMT experiences, and
Mm-hmm.
I've been microdosing again here the past couple of weeks. I've been like going on and off like every few days. And when I say microdose, it's like very tiny, like
Yeah.
like you almost don't feel it It's more of
Yeah, like
like,
an eighth of a head, you know?
very small amount. I'm not seeing anything. Like there's just a
Hmm.
very slight shift in perception, and I'll say it's an
Hmm.
optimized one. But anyway, long story short, just doing these very tiny amounts, I feel like they've acted as some type of minor key slash gateway into those realms of thought and dimensions of existence out there that we can tap into. You know, the frequency we can tune our brain like the radio and whatnot as we talk about. Um, it seems if you've done or if you've experienced smoking or eating or whatever plant medicines, especially something like DMT, it seems that later on, you could go months or years without, or maybe not years, but you could go a while without doing it. But when you come back and you do a microdose, it seems to like reactivate or remind like some pathways in our brain or
Hmm.
something, where it's not like it brings the trip back of things. What I'm saying, more of it
More of a
allows you to like dip your
mycelium connection between your brain and the outer worlds.
definitely. I would say
You're
so.
connecting them.
I've come to find out if you've had some like deep experiences in the past and then you wait
Hmm.
a while and come back and then just do microdoses, it can act as
Yeah.
like I said, a minor gateway, and it really reinvigorates the imagination. And again, to try to keep it simple, and then I'll yield.
Oh, no
It
problem.
really stimulates the third eye, and like it's just like undeniable. When I go to bed or when I use
Hmm.
cannabis, I can much more easily get into visionary states, even if they're just kind of like daydreaming, not super vivid, but like you're still, you know, you're seeing something, but you're not. Kind of like when you're daydreaming. I'd say it's minor. It's not like I'm having intense visions or hallucinations when I close my eyes every night. In
Yeah.
fact, a lot of the times I don't notice anything recently, but here and there when I'm trying to do that, and I use some cannabis and I try to go into that altered state, it's much more easier. It seems to like activate like that Zen mind or like the Buddha mind, and to tap into that frequency. It's much more easier if you've had exogenous DMT allegedly, you know, fed into your system, put into your system, within a certain amount of time. It has like it delivers these not only like spiritually enlightening effects, but it really brings a balance to like the psychosomatic connection, from body to brain, the nervous system. Uh, it's almost like taking iodine, or like someone that's deficient in something like iodine or deficient in something like magnesium. I almost like to look at it like this. And my cousin, who's a real cool dude, tattoo artist, he's done a lot of different plant medicines. He says you gotta look at it sometimes like it's your vitamins. It's not necessarily getting messed up recreationally or taking some deep dives. Sometimes just like if it's been a while, dose up so you can keep that connection with your soul. And yeah, there's a lot of different places I could go with this. But it's like I think there's a high amount of benefits to just very small amounts of exogenous DMT, or if people want, do breath work, do
Uh-huh.
cold therapy. I mean, at the end of the day, we have it within us, as we all know, and I think ultimately just comes down to generating it through your lifestyle.
Yeah.
All these things contribute ultimately. Now, it's going to be a lot easier if go on a spirit journey through, doing something like DMT or mushrooms or whatnot. But of course, it's like the disclaimer: we're not promoting anything here necessarily. Just talking about the plant medicines, and people can still get
Right.
to these states. There's so many different branching paths that ultimately all lead to quote unquote God. So you know, uh, can't hate on these different paths, because there's so many different ways to enlightenment. But anyway, yeah, I
Yeah.
yield. A lot of inspiration going on right now. So I'll share some stuff about like feathered serpents and the
Oh yeah.
snakes and how that ties into ayahuasca. I'm
Oh,
definitely gonna bring that up later.
I had a great picture last night of a snake, a venomous snake that looked like its scales were turning into feathers. But it was
Mm.
a real, it's a real snake. Like this isn't like the CGI or anything like that. It's really cool. Yeah, I found microdosing kept me elevated, um, and I don't remember noticing any pains. Like you do it while you're doing stuff and you're moving your body and all that, like you're doing now at work, right? So, um, you sometimes you get pains and stuff. I didn't notice that, and I stayed elevated. So it does seem to keep you to a little bit of a higher resonance all day with just a little teeny
100%.
microdose, a microdose of mushroom. Yeah, it's really good, and I do. I think you're probably right. I think we should think of it more as like our vitamin. Your daily vitamin.
Yeah, different nutrients that every once in a while you should get in. It's just like
And there
people
there
do
are a
different
lot of
types of fasts every once in
yeah.
a while. It's like the same type of deal.
Mushrooms do have a lot of micronutrients that we don't normally get from regular foods. So there's that as well. You know,
Um, Speaking of
not that you're
mushrooms,
eating a lot, but go ahead.
hmm lion's mane, lion's mane mushrooms. It's really fascinated me. I kind of took a break from for a while from lion's mane. The only way I was doing it was these little caffeine pour-ins. It was like some like chocolate coffee flavor, whatever. It had lion's mane, reishi, and the whole 9 yards, a bunch of different stuff. But it's also a proprietary blend, so it's not like a huge amount either. But it had
Hmm.
lion's mane in it, and it was like $2 at this place I like to go that has vitamins and whatnot.
Never
So
tried lion's mane.
highly suggest.
Okay.
There's a lot of science, especially nowadays, behind it, and basically the you know neuron growth,
Hmm.
and especially good for older people fighting off mental diseases.
Yeah.
Um, it's
Yeah.
it,
Or
it's really
preventing,
good for
or
the brain,
preventing them.
man.
Just preventing them. Yeah.
Mushrooms are like a what would you
Lions.
call it? Like a software package or something. Yeah, I feel like
Oh yeah, that's
I'm trying to think of the computer terms. Um, Not a zip file. Yeah, I think like an application or a
yeah.
yeah, using man, or antivirus. People compare it to that as well.
Okay.
Programs. It's like no. What
Yeah.
I'm trying to say is mushrooms are like adding these programs to the computer,
Okay.
downloading different softwares, right? Because ultimately, this goes back to what you were saying about the mycelium network, right? And basically our connection to that. So it's weird. Fungi, there's something about them where it just seems that inherently they boost, you know, they make greater all these different things. I mean, it's just like
Hmm.
plants, there's all these different uses for plants. Well, it's like, well, dang, uh, cordyceps for the lungs, um, reishi immunity thing, and they call them adaptogens. Yeah, I
Hmm.
assume you know that term.
I do.
Right. I think it's just super cool that this stuff is becoming more known and appreciated, and I hope that people, just take the time to experiment with some things like lion's mane and see how it makes you feel, and even using it for prolonged amounts of time. People have different types of stacks. This is something I've been speaking about with buddies of mine. People have these different like supplement stacks, basically
Mhm.
combining these certain things to get a desired effect.
Here's
And
the definition for adaptogens: are herbs, roots, and other plant substances, mushrooms, that help our bodies manage stress and restore balance after a stressful situation. So It's the definition of adaptogen.
Right? It's like a boost.
Yeah, rebalancing the body.
Just overall increasing of
Mhm.
the quality of things.
Absolutely. Even regular mushrooms, when I chew them, I kind of get a the same feeling I get from magic mushrooms on my tongue. Not the same effect, obviously, but you can see the similarities between them.
Yeah, I think it's lion's mane. It tastes like chicken, kind of. It's
Oh
weird.
yeah,
Yeah, it has a distinct taste that when I would take it in capsule form, sometimes if I didn't swallow it quick enough, I could
yeah.
especially taste it. But yeah, no, it definitely has a
Huh.
recognizable taste. That's for
Okay.
sure.
You ever tried chaga mushrooms?
Yeah, no doubt. I hear that those are actually AK Crawling sent me some from Alaska, by the way. He sent a couple
Oh yeah,
people some chaga
yeah.
mushrooms.
We,
Yeah, he
we've,
said
we've got.
they're all over.
Yeah, it grows all over the trees around here. It grows on birch trees. It's a black fungus.
Yeah,
Uh,
okay. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it looks like a big pustule on the side of the tree, but it's actually a fungus. You crack that open, and yeah, it's brownish inside.
You ever hear
So,
that that's good for DNA? I heard that like
yeah,
repairs, yeah. And that's what
yeah,
I'm saying. It's like a software for the computers that we are. It's these different
yeah.
packages that
See,
we
I'm
can
into
install.
chicory right now. I should get into like teas and stuff. I was over at
Mm.
Freedom Grower there, bashing on him for being a tea snob, and he should
Oh,
be
you
bashed on for being a tea snob because he is.
are
But
you just
he does have some good points. Even in his snobbish, snooty way. Uh, I'm okay with that. But he does have some good points. The tea has good nutrients in it for you that we don't, usually get. I don't know about getting all, this was growing on the tip top Himalayan and monk's corpse was buried underneath it or anything. I don't know if you have to go to that extent, but yeah.
I saw you in the chat. Yeah, recently. I didn't get to see what you were saying though. That's funny.
Oh, that wasn't this show. This was another show where he was just talking about tea.
Right. I know he's had
Yeah,
a couple different ones he did recently, and one was about tea specifically.
yeah, yeah. And he was ragging on us Globies, so I get it. I get it. You just can't handle it. Just can't handle the globe. That's all right.
Yeah, I don't. I think the whole globular thing is bugged out, but I like how there's the Crater Earth stuff with London Man and others
Yeah,
that I've learned about, and ultimately, not to be cliche, but I think there really is value in it.
oh
It
yeah,
really
there's
does
value
seem,
in
in
all
my opinion,
knowledge.
that
Yeah,
it's yeah. What I was saying is, I think it's like a combination of these things. It's this
could be,
inertial,
could be.
inertial plane
I'm still
in the
stuck on
torus
it just
field.
being a damn dragon. That kind of blows my mind. Yeah,
What I
London, how
know
you
for
doing?
hey, from what I
Go
know, in
ahead.
my humble opinion, from what I've learned, in my humble opinion, especially from
Hi, Desert Rose.
psychedelics, I've come to the conclusion that for sure there's a holographic nature to reality,
Okay.
undeniable. I think we could all say that to a certain degree, but uh, I do think that reality almost goes beyond like a shape. And I agree with you to a certain degree that we're like somehow something micro on a bigger being, uh,
Mhm.
whether that's a dragon, a bird, some type of, you know,
Dragons and birds
titan.
aren't that far apart.
Right. Yeah,
They
for
had,
sure.
they had elements of each other.
I feel like we're inside a torus field that has a flat plane of inertia in the middle, but I think also what fits into there is something that has to do with a sphere I don't think we live on a globe like completely flat out. No pun intended.
Hmm.
Um, but I definitely don't. I'm not like a hardcore flat earther. I hopped on like the flat Earth thing initially when I started learning about it because there's a lot of convincing evidence. But as time goes
Hmm.
on, I definitely see some of the holes maybe in the arguments. And truth is stranger than fiction. So the whole like
Yeah, I'm not
binary
even
back and
sure
forth of like
of
sphere
infinite
versus
plane.
flat.
There's infinite plane theory too that doesn't discount flat Earth or crater Earth or you know. I don't
hmm
know. I don't know.
I think ultimately there's just always going to be that portion of it that's mysterious and not completely knowable. I think some people may be at a point where they feel they have 100% conviction in what they truly know, feel, and believe it is.
Yeah.
But
Well,
we're all these individual universes, right, and perceptions.
yeah.
So
It's always best to
it's
keep
not
your
as
options
concrete
open.
as one might think. You got
Always
it.
best to keep your options open, you know. You never know when you'll be
Yeah.
wrong. If it turns out to be flat, a disk, or a crater, or an infinite plane, or a ball, or I don't even think it's a ball, it's probably more potato shaped, but, you know, uh, yeah, it's, you know, that's what it is. That's all I can do, is go by what I think now. And if it turns out to be different, it's different.
Uh-huh.
It's not going to crush my world or anything. Hey, London.
Um,
I kind of like to. I'd like to think
yeah.
it's much bigger or an infinite plane because that means there's lots more land to go to, which would be really cool. But the unfortunate part is I don't think they'll let us have access to that within my lifetime. But so I'll have to take a look after this lifetime. But I probably already know the answer. You know.
I think there's a bleeding over of dimensions. And so in a sense there is this seemingly infinite plane as far as we know. It's not
Could
technically
be.
infinite because I think, there's lands beyond where there's other possibilities. And so just because as far as the eye can see, it seems that there is a flat plane going on here, whether that
Yeah.
leads to
Are
an
they lands?
eyeball
Are
or a
they
crater or what.
planets?
But
Or it
uh,
could be
I
lands,
do think
planets, or reflections of ourselves.
I think there's a dimensional over. I think there's like a dimensional bleed over.
Hmm.
Like the quote on the other side of the Antarctics,
The Black
out in the
Mountain
other
Ice.
lands. Like it's like before you know it, you're in a different world, and it seems that it was connected to the last one you were just in, but in a way it's not. It's trippy. Something about like dream time. What's real,
Oh
what's
yeah,
not, lucid dreaming, kind of flip flopping things. It gets into the Aboriginal stuff, but
yeah.
what's up, London man?
I think the Dreamtime might connect to the Taurus field and
Me
be
too.
a, be part of the cycle that we go through in the Taurus field universe. Hi, London man. How you doing?
Peace, peace.
Did you get
Mic
any
check.
sleep? Did you? Your
Hell
mic's
no.
good. Hell
Hell
no.
no. Hell
Okay.
no.
So he's on a mystical journey. Are you going to stay up for the entire weekend, or?
I think so. Have I got a choice?
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, that'll put your head in a different space. That'll be
Yeah,
mind
I'm going.
expanding.
I'm going live again tonight in about half an hour.
Right on. Hi, the
What am
realist.
I missing? Have you been fasting? What happened?
No, he hasn't been sleep. He hasn't slept since yesterday, or probably a long time.
Mm.
So staying awake is actually a type of a mystical journey you can put your body through, where your mind thinks of things in different ways.
hmm Definitely. I
Man,
have been
I was
thinking a
just
lot.
bringing up lucid dreaming. Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, like I said, a few weeks back, even a month. I find more. I seem to get more work done when I'm awake than sleeping. All of my answers come to me when I'm searching. Me searching. I have had one or two downloads. That was in a sleep-like state.
All right. Bye, Desert Rose.
But other than that, yeah, it's a lot of late nights and searching.
Cool. Yeah, altered states of mind. Those are cool. You can get them into there in different ways.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about your perception of the realm that we're in.
Oh.
Yeah, keep going.
Oh, I didn't have too much on that. We had fun with that. Yeah.
Well, I will say, like we were talking about the.
Oh, you're glitching, Christos. Must be where you are. There he goes. Hopefully he'll be back. I think perception matters as well. Yeah. For instance, I stargaze and the orbs I see going by will flash light at me. Some get a signal flashed at them. Oops. From a stationary point, they are not satellites. Cool. We did a destination where we flew through in-Earth, so toroidal Earth is for real. Yeah, we've done the go down through the top of the Earth as well. Very interesting one. Glad you did that one and saw the same type of thing. Yeah, the fluid experiments they did in space, or space above the Earth. They took two fluids, one denser and one thinner. They spun the dense fluid in a ball, and what happened to it is the middle, there was a cone of hollow area that went down the middle. It was like a ring, but more like a ball in shape.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, you were there for ours. Yeah, exactly. Good one. And I'm glad you guys saw the same things. We've looked at the Earth from above several times, and universally we see a circle. But how people interpret that circle goes differently depending on what they think after they realize what it is they've been viewing. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely still think perception plays a part in it, and size also definitely comes in a factor. And I'm still kind of on board of the eye and the crater. I've come across too many things that is resembling it,
The eye and the crater. Yeah, you're finding a pattern trail there.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about the parasite, micro to the macro parasite, as I expressed the other day. Many remote viewers, including myself, have seen an almost octopus-like, jelly-like creature that seems to be in control. Although the one that I saw, I don't remember what others saw. Mine was like a completely clear almost. It was almost like a clear gel type of a creature. Now, it might have some color, I don't know. But when you brought up the parasite in the eye and the hydra, that image goes on so many levels. And it seems to be that there is some type of as they say, a hydra type control system over top of it. Hi, No. How are you doing?
Peace, No. I think I saw someone else down there said hello to me. Or was I seeing things?
The testicular thing. Which testicular thing? Dragon testicles?
Yeah, even with the parasite thing now, the hydra, I've even made some more cross references of the ancient folks kind of depicting what I've been talking about, the Hydra coming from, you know, the eye or the body. So I've got
Hmm.
a lot of things to show, man. It's fucking deep, Roger. I mean,
Cool.
Max.
Hi, Elder Mary.
Yeah,
Came for the
it's
weekend. Awesome.
been hiding in a lot of religious maps as well. I didn't realize until I looked at them carefully. A lot of religious scriptures is depicting it as well, but you know, I didn't understand it
Yeah.
until now.
Yeah, and the eye, the real lizards use the eye to take control over humans. They put out a proboscis, they shoot that into the eye, and then it wraps around the optic nerve and does many other
Mhm.
things. I think it goes right down to the spinal cord, eventually taking over the human. But
Mm.
the Hydra could be another aspect, or it could be something similar. Could be more of an invasive, opposite, like some type of an observation system. What if the Hydra is like a camera, or a spy technology to watch you, not only maybe to take control of you at times, but just to watch you, to record you. We're always
Mm.
interested. The higher ups are always interested in what every little detail of everybody's life. What better way just to get right into the body than use a biological entity to enter the body and do all the work for you.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because if the Hydra hangs out in the eye, it would seem like observation, right? So data
Yeah.
collection, you know, it's kind
Mm.
of different than the real lizards. They are supposed to eventually take over your thoughts. I don't know if the Hydra wouldn't eventually do that, or if they're the same thing. Um, I don't know. It's interesting,
It is. It is indeed.
but the Hydra is similar to I call them the control squids. There you go. We'll call them
Yeah.
that. The control squids. The Hydra is very similar to those, especially the microscopic one.
Mm. Yes, it's
Just going to
a
look
lot
up
of
some
information.
images here.
What's that? You got images,
Look up
did you say?
images. Yeah, I was just looking up some images of a Hydra, just to see what they show. See, the Hydra that I saw, or the squid thingy, or whatever you want to call it, it didn't have long tentacles. It had kind of short tentacles, but they could be extended longer, and it was very globular in shape.
Well, like the ones I've been
It's more
showing.
similar,
See?
more similar to this one. Kind of a large body, but it was more bulbous, with
Yeah.
tentacles coming off the bottom.
Mm.
There's a cool one. But I think on all of them, those tentacles do extend and retract.
Mhm.
Now, there's a hell of a Hydra for you.
Yeah.
So, are they fighting these things for real in the past? They look very similar to the ones in the anatomical. Look at this thing.
Mhm.
Virtually the same. Are they fighting the macro version of that?
Macro version, I would say. I would say it's a macro version.
It's what it looks like, especially on the
Yeah.
pottery, where they probably would have the more accurate. Let's see what we've got here. Wow, that's interesting.
Yes, indeed. Let me take a snapshot of that. There we go.
That's kind of a chimeric creature.
Yeah. Nice one, Max.
Those heads are really bizarre.
They're
Hydra
like little chicken heads or
Septiceps aldro, and Hydrocepticeps Jess aldro is the top one. Okay, I
Mm.
don't know what that means. Oh, there's a beautiful colored one. It's all purplish.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
See, he's a friendly Hydra.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, stop right there, because even what you just said right there, right? Friendly Hydra, and what Tony was explaining the other day, how you got images of people got dragons and the type of things on leashes, like there was
Yeah.
yeah, coexisting or something like this. I'm not saying the Hydras were coexisting, but
Yeah, I don't
it
know.
shows that there was some type of creatures coexisting, whether they was on leashes, taming them, or raising from pups.
Quetzalcoatl, a dragon, taught man. So I don't know how, but apparently he did. He taught
Mm.
mankind all kinds of stuff about farming and water, all kinds of stuff, the stars. Uh, and he was a giant dragon. I don't know. Go figure, man.
Yeah,
Doesn't look like,
yeah.
I can't imagine like a parrot, teaching me stuff. But, you know, um,
But
maybe I
hold on,
don't.
why would you say that, Max? Because
Well,
look,
because dragons are very similar in biology to birds.
I mean, look, I'm see in this realm
Yeah.
to exist, right? You have
It's
to.
just
Well, you don't.
the cranial capacity. That's all.
I
But
know, but check
what
this
their
out. All right,
brains are like.
all right. Let me quickly cook. Even when you said cranial capacity, right? Look how
Hmm.
much storage and things we have to think of in our mind for a
Yeah.
sentence, putting words together, right?
Yeah.
Um, just to say a word, just to put a sentence together. If we could just use sounds and these type of things, that would be much simpler and easier, right? Just like a bird or a dog or any other thing, they just make a sound and it says what they mean, right? We gotta take big deep breaths just to say how we really feel. Like we're wasting our God-given breath just to talk a whole lot of crap sometimes, right? When we can just say a few sounds and you get the whole picture,
Hmm.
right? So even with animals,
Possibly.
right?
Yeah.
When they just say a few things like "Rum," you know what that means? That means stay the fuck away. I'm hungry, right?
Hey, Thoth. Yeah. Yeah.
Just little things like that. Sometimes I think there's so much we could
Good genitals.
learn of animals. Like animals learn of us. They mimic our sounds and the way we talk. You
Yeah.
know, there's talking seals, talking parrots, talking dogs. To some degree, I've heard them
Hmm.
say little things and stuff. So it's like swings and roundabouts. Just like ourselves, we mimic of our parents. They teach us how to talk. You know,
Yeah.
um, I'm sure if we was raised around, creatures in the jungle, we might
Yeah, but
learn
we
different.
see the amazing thing is we don't see examples of that now. Like we don't see a squid teaching a dog stuff really. You know, it's just kind of amazing to me.
It
I
is.
get that they would have their own language, but that they could communicate interspecies like that is pretty amazing.
I agree. So,
I'm not saying that they couldn't. I'm not saying that they could. I don't know. That's what the story says is that they taught mankind. So recently I've more accepted these stories as just basically plain truth. So don't know how it happens, but by some reason or means, it probably did.
like, look, even when they're showing you in these movies that you watch, Max, right? When they're
Mhm.
showing you animals are talking to humans, right? They're probably showing you some form of truth to a certain degree, right? But when I mean talking to animals, it doesn't mean talking like how me and you are talking. They might have been
No,
using
yeah.
just a few symbols, few sounds.
Well, maybe they
That
still have their psychic connection. That would be cool.
mm.
They could speak psychically instead of
Mm.
having to even make noises. The noises might even be just a sidebar, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I hear you.
But they say a lot of animals do communicate with body language and eye contact. Cats do a lot of it. I know that, and dogs. But
Mm.
wonder if they still have, some of them could still have their psychic communication. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
I think the moon stopped that, but I won't be able to prove that until we get rid of the moon. I'll probably be gone by then. So don't mow over my bunnies, Toth, right?
Don't more.
Have a good one, Toth.
Take care. McCoy in the building. Salutes, McCoy. Shooter on deck. Shooter on deck.
So they do have some pretty interesting images. I want to see those pots again. There they are. Those are much more accurate even than the modern depictions with the, the snake heads and all that. These do have snake heads, but they're very tiny. They're almost non-existent. But the body and all that,
Mm-hmm.
it looks very much like, well, almost like this one sitting right beside it. Almost exactly the same.
Yeah, good. So some snapshot of
So
these.
yeah, I wonder if they fought the macro versions of these.
Yeah,
You know,
I would think so. Right. And this is what I'm thinking now, right? I'm thinking if they've gone around, sorry, if these people was fighting the macro versions, right, and it's showing you, right? So all of those kind of expeditions, what they was doing when they was out killing beasts and all these things, right? That might have
yeah.
been their plan, because if we see, bigger creatures than what we're normally used to, then we'll be asking questions. So they would have to kind of clear the realm of bigger things before, we spread our seeds and, move out a bit more. We might come across big wild animals. And they
Mhm.
got to kill them for, our sake, I suppose. So it fits their narrative. Fits their narrative.
I like this one.
That person behind him looks like he's stabbing that one in the ass with a stick. He's stabbing his friend in the back or in the bum. He said, I got your back, literally.
Looks like he's got a hydra coming out of him too. A little bit of
Yeah, oh yeah. His arms, right, or something.
I don't know. Some ain't right there.
And what's that on the floor? Is that like a pot or something? Or it's like it's got
Yeah,
legs?
it looks like a pot or a crab.
Crab, yeah. Crab, it might be a crab, right?
I don't know what the pot would be. If it was a pot, what it would be for. I don't know.
It looks like it's got legs of some type.
See if we can. No. See if we can zoom in on this. No.
But yeah, no, what you see what I said to you earlier about them killing the beast? Because I watched a movie the other day where they was out killing beasts, right? These sailors and stuff. That was their job, to go out and kill beasts. But
Uh-huh.
it was the royals was telling them to go and do it. And obviously, the royals have an agenda
Yeah.
already. So, yeah, it was quite interesting. But the sailors in time learned to love the beasts and kind of spare them.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
I've got a few clips. I'll probably play them one day. It was quite decent.
Well, that looks like, what's that? Hydra monster. 1,200 stock photos of hydras. Oh, that's a cool one. Oh, God. Okay, here's Naked Man killing the hydra, just stretching his neck out.
Yeah.
Warning to children, there's a lot of junk being shown at the moment.
That one there, that I love that one. I had that feature
Which,
in I think part 3.
which
The
one?
one what me and you was in. That one there, the big one to your right. The one clubbing him. No, come past it. That one there, you just had it on.
Oh, okay. That's all right. There's a ton of them.
Yeah.
This guy's really wailing away. We got two guys wailing away at him. Yeah, look at the
Yeah.
crab body on this one too.
Yeah.
It's got like scales on the back and crab's legs.
Yeah.
And there's there's lobsters and crabs attacking the feet of the men.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe the other picture could have been a crab. Might be another.
Some other sky meaning, yeah. Sagittarius and Aquarius, yeah. A lot of these are alchemical paintings meant to hide sacred esoteric knowledge of the stars and show that you're adept in the knowledge. So the symbology is probably astrological. You're quite right, Loretta. Metaphorical, cut off the head and grow 2 more. There are stories like that, though, Emmett. So, story of my life. Really cool image, though. Let's see what else they got here. There's a different one. Oh, that's a dragon. There's a googly looking thing, all green. Neat.
Hey Max, I'm gonna shoot because I've got to get my live ready, right? But I haven't got much
All right.
planned. I was just gonna show part 3 and do a few things with Tony. But if you're
Yeah.
still live, we might even link up, jump on your live or you jump on mine, whatever. But if you're still live, I'll probably share screen or something with you guys.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Go set it up.
Cool.
I got till about 6 o'clock, and then I got I got about another 2 or 3 hours, I think.
Cool. Good stuff.
Play around. So.
Good man. I'll catch you in a bit.
All right.
Peace out, Max. See you, chat.
See you soon. They're microscopic. They grow more heads when you cut one off. Yeah, there's one hydra you can put it in a blender, and it'll just make millions of little hydra. You're right, Emmett. Tough little buggers. I didn't know that was where I was going to end up with this, but yeah. What does the hydra represent astrologically? I think the hydra is one of the minor arcana in the sky, in the zodiac. Let's check that out. Hydra is one of the 48 constellations first listed by the Greek astronomer Ptolemy in the 2nd century. It's an ancient constellation with roots in many cultures. In Hindu mythology, it represents Ashleisha, one of the nakshatras of Hindu astrology. The Chinese saw it as vermilion, the vermilion bird, and the azure dragon. I'll show you guys that. Shows you the star system. See if we can make that bigger. There we go. Constellation Hydra, constellation on seas and sky. Okay. Constellation Hydra, the serpent, the sea serpent. Cool. Yeah, okay. So yeah, there is the constellation of the Hydra. Tough little buggers. What does the battle with the Hydra mean? Let's find out. How to Fight the Hydra is a reminder of what it means to live a meaningful life. Too many of us get paralyzed when confronted with our own hydras and retreat to the comfort of what everyone else is doing. Thank you, Max. I don't know if that was helpful to you or not. I think it was. Hydra smoothies. Yeah, right, Emmett? Living a meaningful life. That's awesome. Good advice. All hail the tail. With Karen Lynn. It's not just Karen Lynn. I guess it's other people you come to see, eh? Okay. That's awesome, Max. Kind of in the middle of something here. Right? I'm sure they weren't battling a meaningful life. He loves to get his tail stuck in this. Okay. Calm down. Yeah, you got a Hydra smoothie if you got your jibby jab, apparently. I don't know how true that is, but I've seen some pretty convincing imagery and testimony. Very slimming. Okay. I'm in a battle with a Hydra tail right here, right now. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes. See if London's going. Last night's destination was really cool, and I thought, where are we here? How to break free from the soul matrix. Should go back and look at that one. There were a lot of good responses in the chat for that one. I really kind of wanted to look at. Yes, Max. I love having your tail on my face. Thank you. What it meant in ancient times. Well, there is the constellation Hydra. Oh. And here, how to fight the Hydra. Let's see. Let's look that up then. I have a cat trying to get onto my live. It's hilarious. But And he has a wet nose. He's rubbing it all over my arm. Stuff that, Max. That's disgusting. It represents the Lernaean Hydra from Greek myth of Heracles, 12 labors. Sometimes it's taken to represent the water snake from the myth about the crow that tried to trick god Apollo by blaming a snake for his tardiness in fetching the god some water. Get. Oh, you're such a snotty cat. He drools too. It's terrible. He's going to be a drooly old man. It's like Toss never ending battle with grass cutting or me with weeds. There's always, yeah, where's my Agent Orange? All right, smudge break. Smudge break, Max. Say hello to the nice people. Get your screen time in. Here you go. Now look at the camera over here. See? You're not going to look at the camera now, are you? Oh, there you wonder if it's hinting at a binary system. A lot of people think we're in a binary system with Sirius as our companion star. On a 25 or 24 is it million, or I can't remember what the date of the time of the orbit is, but it's huge, like a massive orbit. Let's see, let's find out, probably find that out. No, won't tell me. Oh, try that again. Let's see. How long is Sirius' orbit? 50 years. It's the relationship between a Sun-Sirius binary system would mean our Sun is the smaller sibling. At 8.6 light years away, Sirius is 71% larger than the Sun. Sirius is a single star, but a binary, dual, and likely triple star system. That means Sirius provides at least two larger siblings. Yeah, the orbit, if we are in a binary system, is something like 240,000 years, something like that. It's based on 24, I think, somewhere around that. Max is taking a hike. We're all Max, that's right. We are Max. You are remote viewers to the max. We have two cats, Max and Chloe. That was Max. Yep, we have Mrs. Max, we have Max, Mr. Max, we have little Max there. Lots of Maxes. Everyone to the max. Where'd my little notes go? There they are. I was thinking of doing a destination target while we were here tonight or today, even before the show. Finding what I'm looking for here. Maybe it won't be. We are all Max or Chloe, right? Resistance is futile. Hey, at least we're not all Ken and Karens, right? That'd be a horror show. Sharing. Am I sharing anything? Oh yeah, that's great. Hydra. There we go. I can't find the card there, Loretta. Oh, maybe that's it. You've been missing out on them? A lot of people, well, not a lot. A few people drop out before we get to them because we're so late. I've been thinking about doing earlier shows, but then I smash into everybody else's time. Everybody else got the sweet time slots. If I took 8 o'clock my time, that would be like 4 o'clock on the East Coast or West Coast. So 4 o'clock in the afternoon kind of sucks. Sorry to hear about your headache there. Today is All Spark Saturday. Yep, that's what I called it. Trying to promote the thought of the All Spark because it's a cool term because people don't use it anymore, but people used to. For God, for the ineffable, for the unknowable. And these days, some people kind of give you the impression, anyways, that they know God, the unknowable. I think we can learn some aspects of God, but to know God's entirety, I think that's impossible for the human mind. At least that's what the ancients kind of allude to. Oh, you're fine. Oh, excellent, Crystal. You thought the snake was a dandelion. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, keep everyone on their toes, right? Spontaneously. Yeah. You never heard Allspark before. Okay. Yeah, expanding on that, you can have all is L and all is atom. All is electric and all is atomic. The Allspark is the one thing that kind of encompasses it all, because it's got all in its name. It's the Allspark. Yeah, I'm glad you're both feeling better. That's awesome. Well, I found the card, so we could do a destination. It's from the movie Transformers. I should share with you guys what I'm listening to. I always forget to do that. Sorry about that. Oh, wow, you're doing better too, Dolly? Awesome. This is a week of healing. I love that. Okay, now everyone's healed up. Let's all, yep, Max can do whatever he wants because he's Max. That's when my spark got hot. I heard somebody say, burn the mother down. Okay, Todd. Really wasn't my intention. But yeah, but the Allspark kind of have some pretty decent representations of aspects of it. It's a long song, yeah. From light, the checkerboard on the Masonic floor, to this is an electrical image of our universe, very close to the neurons in our brain. The Allspark, from the micro to the macro, you know, and we're in between, in the middle somewhere. Somewhere between these pictures we exist. Those two images. Somewhere between light and the universe. Right, Toth? Stuck in the middle with you. That's a good way to put it. It's a song, yeah. That's a good way to think of it, Crystal. Universe, right? One verse. Well, I kind of agree with you, Emmett. I think God knows the possibilities, but I think we're given the free will to decide. When that action becomes cemented, but all the possibilities are still out there. I think God knows those too, if He looks at them. But it's still up to us to decide. Yeah, it's a good song. I love that song. I can't play it, unfortunately. You think of Allspark as the single electron that's everywhere at once, existing beyond time. Yeah, sure. I don't know about. See, time's a fun one. Beyond time, does time exist? Some people think it doesn't even exist, or that it exists all at once. I'm kind of in the middle on that. I think time is just a measurement of the change in energy. When you see energy change, that's what we call time. What's that? The tiny stuff? If a whole tiny universe is created when you generate electricity, you know all. Yeah, exactly, Toth. Yeah, you don't know all the goings on in between. I don't. I hope that it wasn't an accident, but if it was an accident, I'd like to think it was. We were a happy accident. You've probably been listening to too many Terence McKenna lectures. Yeah, there are some ideas out there that are so complex. And I think it's so much simpler than anybody. Well, not anybody thinks. That a lot of people think. You know, if we just exist between somewhere between light and the universe, I don't know. It's kind of a really simplistic way to look at it, but I think there's a lot of value in looking at things in the simplest of terms and the most stripped back explanations. Especially since you can explain everything with almost two pictures from the beginning of the universe to what we are now. If you want to say it has even a beginning, the ancient texts say it does. It's beginning in chaos or when fire met ice. Many different interpretations. None of them talk of a big bang. Most of them talk about a growth, an expansion. I like the Nordic when the gods were licked out of the ice, like they were created, along with the friction of the toroidal field on, I guess, the ether, and that created the gods somehow. But I think the universe is growing, expanding, learning, and toroidal existence. I think right now we're in the more magnetic, expanding part, and eventually we'll get around to the more electric attraction part. I don't know what that'll be like. Maybe it'll be like the dream time. Eric Dollard claimed he created a galaxy by accident for a few minutes. Hi, Karen Lynn, you're a little late. My furry overlord has left me. Yeah, we could be the spark off of a welder's torch. That is entirely possible, Todd. He said it was all still there even after the power blew out. Yeah, right. If you blew up a firecracker, that created an entire universe in a very tiny scope. That went through its entire existence from beginning to end in one poof. That'd be really neat. It's a good conceptual way to think of it. Yeah, could have been billions of years in a in just a split second. Although at the moment, the claim is that this is the smallest particle in existence, light, well, the electron. So, and I know we can split the electron, but it doesn't stay stable. It goes into this form, but then it seems to want to recombine. But that doesn't mean that there aren't universes so tiny that are shed off of this shower, even. Hey, Ting Ting, that could exist even in the air and space between My nose in the camera. Remote viewing for people's credit card numbers. Eric did a bunch of electricity and old-timey street light. I don't know what that means. Did a bunch of electricity and an old-timey street light. Pink and white terrorist photos. Gone now. Hi, Max. Friends in chat. How are you doing, Ting Ting? We were just discussing the universe. Its possible existence in a flash of light. Yeah, he's not even in the room. Usually he hangs out in the room with me, too. But is light the smallest particle in existence? I've got an image of it right there. It's two black, two white balls, a disc. I don't know. Could there be a sub-universe just under ours that maybe even doesn't interact? It's so tiny, with billions of iterations, just going on and on. My son lost his truck keys in his room almost 5 hours ago. Yeah, sparks and quarks, right? Ting Ting? Yeah, I like the views in these videos. They're pretty cool. I think that I don't know who this one is. It's Meditative Mind. Could be. Who are you? Oh, positive energy healing. Awake Nation. Good thing it's not awoke, eh? Go woke, go broke, it seems. That'll be the new saying. We caught him on video camera. Awesome. He won't let you look? Yeah, remote view his keys. That's what you should do. Oh, no, says they're under the desk. Yeah, everybody give it a try. See what you see. Where are the keys? We've found keys before. I think it's funny. Everyone give it a try. See if we can find the keys. Definitely under the edge of something. That's what I see. People are all insane. Yeah. Well, Bud Light was a pretty crummy product to begin with. Hey, beloved, how you doing? Floorboard says no. He thinks I did something with them. Okay. Well, that would be disturbing. Yeah. Oh, Emma, you're all over the place now. Come on, pick one. All right, I'll let you guys find those keys. We'll do a destination. I heard they were selling 2-4s for about $3 in some areas because they couldn't give them away. In his pants in the laundry, says beloved. Okay. Well, that's I guess people see it differently than you, Tom. I don't know. Seems like. Let's see here. Oh, boy. Definitely in his pants. They're in Scotty's pants, probably. There we go. Oh yeah, yeah. They're right where he left it, right? From right alignment. Yeah, that's where they are. All right, let's do a smudge, and then we'll do a destination. You guys warmed up on some keys we haven't found, but Dolly's got them apparently. Get back the keys, Dolly. I knew Scotty was involved. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing in Alabama, but people are seeming to vote with their dollar. So that's the way it seems to be going. Okay, hopefully you guys have smudged. No, doesn't Rose often over smudges? She was here. Good to go. Okay. So we're on destination B940. Again, same drill. Write the number down 3 times. Put a small symbol adjuster beside it each time you write it down. Then just close your eyes, clear your mind, and tell me what you see. Images and shapes will appear in the darkness. Type them in chat in all caps so I can tell the difference between Thoth's rantings and your answers. grab some water. Be back in a second. Again, we're on destination B940. That seems like eternity or what? What is that find? Maybe so long, or it can be an eternity. See how you guys are doing here. Oh, got a few responses in. Here's 12. It's a good question, guys. Good destination, I mean. Could be a question. Come on, just throw it out there. You guys need more smudging? It might still be nice. Well, that could be one of the best times, Emma. fast there, Evan. We're on destination B, 940. Oh, there's our fuzzy overlord. Hello. So again, with destinations, try and get at least 3 responses in. Usually a beginning, middle, and end of the story. Might not be, so one might do. But it's up to you. I'll give you a couple more minutes. Hello, fuzzy overlord. Come on, Carolyn wants to see you. Come on now. Good boy. There's the tail. The tail. Good boy. Okay, straight ahead. You know your head is messed up? Okay. Bye-bye. Okay, got some good stuff here. Got a lot from Dolly. Okay. So let's see what we got here. Quite a lot. Okay. More than I thought you guys put in. Let's see. No, it says perforated holes, rings, surfing, flagpole, cave. I'm going to try again. Dolly says wasp, rosary, Rosie River, Riveter. Rosie Riveter, okay. Interesting. Rosie Riveter. Italy, fire in the sky. Loretta, that's Karen Lynn. Loretta says first impressions of red, question mark, a circle, and a skull-type face, and a mask. Okay, I'm going to tell you what it is. The destination is the Earth a soul trap, or a school? I think we've asked this question once before. That's really interesting answers. It's a hot rod. It's a chair. And it says it's the Apollo capsule. Why is it green? Waiting. Okay. Karen Lynn says last ice shelf melts. And it says I just keep seeing craters or bumps. Lagging. Okay. Karen Lynn says Earth's magnetic shield. Bows. That's an interesting one. Very appropriate. Cliff support. Okay. Cliff hammock. Cliff support. Okay. World War II says nothing. Okay. Stepping down. And man in bed and nestled. Okay. And it says looked like the face on Mars, but kind of like a wolf. Looking in, says Dolly. Head hurts. See purple stars that waves hit. Last night all I got was white. Pickets. Lost in a crowd. Small smothering. Okay. I'm a most excellent human to him, Carolyn. Yeah. We do what he tells us to. What if it's both? I don't know. Just a question. You have to decide. Depends on your perspective. Exactly, Emmett. Yeah, there's the Saturn moon matrix that David Icke talks about. I kind of relate that to Enki and Enlil, the story where Enki didn't like us making all the noise we made. Or Enlil. We were making a bunch of noise and partying and having a great time. Mass means he's hidden to me. Okay. Question was, is the Earth a trap or a school? To hide many means to lie, or to uncover, right? Something for you to uncover. Take the mask off the world. Yep, bust out of the matrix. At 45 degrees. But that could be an astrological thing too, because the 90-degree angles are the ones you don't want in astrology. The 45s, those are the good angles. That's almost the best angles to have. Ever seen your chart when it has right angles? The right angles are not good. Those are the bad angles or angels. Ones that are pointy or really oblong, those are the good angles or angels. They exist in the charts. Right, no 90-degree angels or angles, yeah. Yeah, for astrology, that's how it works out. 360, a line? So that would be a line. Well, that would be, I guess, not good. I'm just guessing. I'm not an astrologer. Eleanor Rigby. She does a lot of things, Coward. Yeah. Picks up the rice in the church where a wedding has been. Lives in a dream. A lot of good lyrics in that one. Thank you, Emmett. These are just videos that get recommended. This one just gets recommended to me. I'm subscribed to Meditative Mind. They do some great videos. This is a new channel to me. I'll probably subscribe to them too. But yeah, and they play. This is playing 963 in the background to stimulate the crown or the third eye chakra, however you believe the chakra system is set up. Bad habit of cutting 45-degree miter cuts in the wrong direction. Oh yeah, that's try working with crown molding and get the cuts right. That's a difficult thing. Crown molding is a bitch to work with. Getting those angles right. Wow. But yeah, in astrology, the 45 degree is the best. You gotta stay out of those corners, right? Don't get stuck in a corner. So those were some interesting responses. What do you think they meant to you? So high. Oh, most high. Most high. Okay. Purple stars, waves hit. Tickets. Lost in the crowd. Kind of like a wolf. Hmm. A man to wolf, maybe taming the wolf in the man. Man in a bed. Maybe you're nestled with that wolf man in the bed. That was an interesting one. The Earth's magnetic shield bows. I wonder if we do that, right? Corners are all full of the naughty children. Or a box canyon, yeah. Evidence says it's a prison, but I don't think it's meant to be. Okay. Corners are good for hiding in, yeah. What about wedges? Well, that is one of the tenets there, Emmett. Definitely, just have fun. Have fun, have patience in everything you do. Yeah. So just looking at these images, right? That's kind of fun. If I have the settings way down. I was mean to pull these up higher. Imagine you guys can see them. Iron wedges, yeah. Who took away all the fun? Well, we have some idea. I have a nice gray sky. It should be clear blue, but it's gray. Okay. Yeah, it is up to us if we have fun or not. I think we do influence the Great Mother and piss her off. Okay. Blow each other to giblets. Maybe we should all play old Unreal Tournament. Okay. No fun, please. He found them? Did he find his keys? Where were they, Dolly? Yeah, I think we have the fields as well, Caroline. The shows up really in the Schumann resonance, like when 911 happened, and there was a collective outcry on the earth. It was pretty much in coincidence with a rise to high levels of the Schumann resonance. I imagine the same thing happened when the Challenger blew up and other things that they used to gather seems lose energy from us. Fear, shock, energy. Why do they do these things? Of course, to manipulate. But when you see what an effect it has on the energy levels of the earth, you wonder if it's for much more. Oh, new sucky meds. Oh no. Thank you, Karen. I personally like to think that the world is not a trap, that it is a school. And even if it is a trap, isn't that a school in itself? Wouldn't you have to figure a way out, learn how to do it? So it's the hero's journey either way. Too much popcorn. We got Timbits in Canada, eh? Yeah, jokes for people's moods. Just like a Brave New World, yes. And really, they don't understand the chemical effects of these drugs. They pretty much skip the middle part. They go from putting the drug in to seeing the effect, and that's really all they know. In between that, they might be able to get some idea of what hormones are excreted because of the drug, but what it really does to the brain is pretty much unknown. Yeah, and it all started with the Ritalin kids too, eh? Yeah, right. Basic info before leaving Earth. Bible, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was one of the first kids prescribed Ritalin. Didn't really take it, but tried it a couple of times. Made me feel really weird, so I stopped taking it. I don't know that drugs are the answer. A lot of research says that it just holds things off for a while. They write this as a last resort. It's a 15% success rate. Yeah, yeah. Turning the mind uh, is really up to the self. It needs to be stimulated in the right way at the right time. That's hard, especially if the mind's lost. Especially now that we're under attack, your mind is under attack constantly. Some people are much more susceptible to the attacks than others. Um, I can get deep into that, but you guys have heard me rant on about how they use the tools at hand to augment our emotions. Couldn't unlock your jaw, you stop it. Nice. The way we can't use certain words, pretty soon the dictionary will be a half-inch thick. Just like in 1984, yep. Well, they're rewriting all the books, too, to make sure they're not offensive. Don't have any hate speech, right? Can't have any... I take Wellbutrin for everything. Crap. Okay? I don't know what Wellbutrin is. I take some vitamins. I don't know if they have a name like Wellbutrin. Double plus good. Yeah, double plus good. It'll be gooder than before. Hmm. Yeah, I still don't know what Wellbutrin is for, though. How can you take something for everything? That's really weird. Sounds weird to me. They made a movie from A Brave New World. I can't find it anywhere. In the 70s. Oh, yeah, you should find that. That'd be really cool. Probably a short movie. But yeah, we are living in 1984. The Fabian Society dream. What was it? William Herschel and no, that's not the right name. Yeah, learning a new word every day. Well, relearning what old words mean in the new speak, right? Like science, that just means whatever the TV tells you at that current moment, right? But the science is settled. We are the science. Well, Butrin has a lot of side effects. Oh. Yeah, cool. It's a society of a brave new world. Each class is on some kind of drug. And our drug addicts, yeah. Yeah, North Americans take 65% of the world's drugs, which is amazing. Like even people I know, like, are on 3 to 4 medications. Um, Food alters, cholesterol, heart, diabetes, and really, a lot of it's probably a lot like the PCR testing, right? So they get you in there and they test you, and they go, "Oh, you got bad cholesterol. You got to be on Lipuprin or whatever." You know, oh, you got to your ticker went off there for a second. They did it once in a million beats, right? But you need this new drug, hard rocket. You know, I don't know. It, diet and exercise really seems to be the way. Even though our food's depleted, we still get nutrients and minerals and substances from it, along with vitamins, minerals, supplementation. Should be enough. A lot of people do get mood problems because of diet, which is a really bad thing, like especially in North America. The diet and the high fructose corn syrup, the glucose corn syrup. Like I was reading the other day, somebody was telling me that in ketchup down in the States, there's corn syrup or glucose that they added to the corn syrup or to the ketchup, as well as sugar, sodium glutamate, whole bunch of stuff. And in Canada, it's got tomatoes, vinegar, sugar, salt, and that's about it. You found it? Nice. Fabian Society, 100 Years of Recurring Green, 1984. It was 1884, the year it was founded. Wow, that's interesting. Well, thank you for sharing that. An animated movie out of George Orwell's Animal. Yeah, I've seen that one, Thoth. I have seen that one, Animal Farm, in the animated version. Going au naturel? That's good. Oh, okay. Yeah, try to go au natural. There are natural supplements. All of these medications that they give people are changes, small changes they've made to natural compounds that they found to help people. That help people, and in order to patent it, they have to make it something different, a different molecule, just by a bit, so that it has the same effect, but as the natural compound, but they can patent it because it's different. So you could find, Dolly, something that's probably quite similar to anything you're taking in a holistic shop and supplement with that. We were just talking about mushrooms earlier, microdosing with mushrooms. Seems to make most things better. Like really microdosing, like very, very, very small amounts. My wife is on thyroid medication, and with turmeric and iodine, we've managed to lower the amount of medication that she's taking by half. I really don't think she needs the medication if she would just take more iodine and turmeric and curcumin. Um, she would probably be fine, but that's not medical advice. That's just my own opinion. Kratom is working like a gem. It's illegal. Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, what does that work for? It's like diatomaceous earth. Kratom, they say, is funny. First thing that came up, unsafe and ineffective. Kratom is an herbal extract that comes from the leaves of an evergreen tree um, grown in Southeast Asia. Let's see, what does WebMD say? Kratom is a tree native to Southeast Asia. Chemical called well, mitragine. Okay, yeah, mitragine, which works like opioids such as morphine. Kratom has pain relieving effects like opioids. It also has many of the same serious safety concerns as other opioids. People commonly use kratom to withdraw from heroin, morphine, and other opioid drugs, as well as cough, depression, anxiety, and many other conditions. But there is no good scientific evidence to support their uses. Using kratom can also be unsafe. Kratom is banned in some states and countries due to the serious safety concerns. Okay, so that's interesting. So extracted from a pine tree. That's really interesting. They sell it in Tennessee at least, yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think that's all we're got for today. We've got 2 hours. Try to keep these a little shorter than 5 hours long. One more smudge. I think London Man is probably up and doing the show. It's dried leaves, yeah, but dried leaves can be very powerful. Safer than any pain drug on the market? Probably. Did you show the pic? No, I didn't. I didn't have a pic of it. Let's see. Yeah, so they, oh, okay, that's an interesting looking tree. Let's see here. This is a kratom tree. Doesn't look like a pine tree like we think. I said it was a pine tree, but it doesn't really look like one. Huh. Okay. Yeah, leaves can be very powerful. So I don't know. I'd have to look into it. All right. Much love to you all, guys. Till next time, keep the third eye open. Hopefully, we'll see you in class tonight.